Hello. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to sand cast, but I'm going to use my old flask that I used to use, and this one I cut a hole into when I got it to... I'll show you. So there's a ring that I carved up, and I'm packing in the dirt nice and tight, and did a really good job here, so everything's pretty neat, just like how I wanted it. Here I am making the sprue, I guess, or the funnel, actually, more like the funnel. I don't know if there's much of a sprue in there. But this way I cast to the side. I pour the silver in through the side. This way. There's a lot of videos online, people doing it this way. But here I'm making sure that I get all this sand like compacted down so there's no little tiny pieces that can fall down in there when I pour the silver in that would keep that silver from pouring evenly around there. So you want to make sure you pack all of that sand that's around that funnel there. You want to pack it really tight so no little tiny pieces fall in there. So I spent a good amount of time making sure that was nice and tight and that any stray little tiny pieces were gone. And then here I am making my vents, and I poked the holes all the way down through to the other side. I think I did 5 vents. Okay. Make sure that there's no loose sand in there. I didn't want any sand to block the vent holes or anything. So I got those all done. And then there was some more little loose pieces that kind of happened, so I smoothed it out some more, just to make sure everything was nice and tight. Put the two halves together. Here I am melting down the silver. Now there's actually some sand, some of the red clay or sand in there in the crucible. So while I'm melting the silver down, which I melted down for 10 minutes, there was some red clay in there. So when I took my ring, which it looks like it didn't form all the way, but it did. It went all the way around. This is it. So I cut that big chunk off. And then you'll see in a minute the results, which are pretty cool. Pretty cool. Took a while for me to saw that thing off. It was pretty thick. All right, so see all that red clay in there? Yep, that actually made it into my ring, a piece of it. So there it is. There's the red clay. It's not going anywhere. I have polished my whole entire ring. Polished it really, really well with my bits that go on my Dremel with a disc, a polishing disc. And then I ran it through my steel shot with polishing compound for 30 minutes. So that is in there. It's kind of like enamel. It's not going anywhere. And I think it's pretty cool. And then I threw it in the patina, and I did it in a way that where it leaves a rainbow, which that actually looks pretty cool. But I didn't keep the whole entire rainbow. I used my little pad, and I polished a little bit of that off, but there is a little bit of the rainbow left. And I think it looks really super cool. So let me know what you think, and feel free to comment with any questions below, and I will be happy to assist.